Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the Newberg, Oregon real estate market. This update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity, ending this past Sunday, October 23rd. So I'm going to share my screen with you now, go through the info with you as I always do. So we'll start off looking at active listings. This last week in Newberg, I show we had 15 new properties come on the market, up from prior few weeks here. And ended the week with 95 homes on the market in total, which you can kind of see is a slight high for the 8 weeks here. And it's gone from about 75 as a low up to 95 over the past 7 weeks here or so. So definitely got more inventory on the market. Median list price and days on market for the active listings, you can kind of see that's been coming down. Had a high of 613 8 weeks back, and it's for the most part been coming down this last week. Dropped 15,000 down to 560,000. And then days on market, that has been fairly steady here over the past month, you can kind of see, but had a low of 37 and a high of 52. This last week came in at 39 days of average market time right now for the active listings in Newberg. Moving along to pendings, pending sales. This last week I showed we had 5 new pendings here in Newberg. You can kind of see it's been fairly consistent here over the past month and a half now on a weekly basis. And we ended the week with 41 homes in pending status, which you can kind of see is a low here for the 8 weeks. So definitely, been losing some pendings over time here. Median price and days on market for those pendings, the price has been rising. You can see we had a low of 500,000, and the last 3 weeks it's been in the 530 to 540 range. So this last week hit a high for the 8 weeks at 540,000 for the median price. And then days on market for the pendings, you can kind of see that's certainly been on the rise here over the past 8 weeks. Got to a high of 50 days here about 3 weeks back. It's come back a little bit over the past few weeks. This last week came in at 42 days of average market time for the homes that have actually got into contract. So homes are definitely taking longer to sell. And then finally here, we'll look at the sold listing activity. So as of the time I put this together, I showed we had actually 15 homes crossover from pending to sold, which you can kind of see is a high for the past 8 weeks on a weekly basis in terms of new closings. And when I look over the prior 4 weeks of activity, this last week came in at 41. So over the prior 4 weeks, we've had 41 homes close here in Newberg. That's up from kind of where it been. We had a low of 29 here about 5 weeks back. So have had an increase in closing activity over this last month. And then the median sold price and days on market for the sold listings, that kind of up on both measures there. You can kind of see we had a low of 455 about 6 weeks back, and got up to 505 2 weeks ago. This last week fell a bit back to just under 500 to 499. And then days on market, you can kind of see we had a low of 7 days here again about 6 weeks back, and that has been rising. In the last 2 weeks, it's been at 24 days now of average market time for the sold listings. And then finally here, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So we had a low here. You can kind of see the red bars is the weeks of inventory of about 5.5 weeks of inventory to start, and got up to just under 13 weeks of inventory here about 5 weeks back. Then retreating here a bit with the increase in the number of closings we've had this last month, which I just talked about. So this last week reading just came in a little over 9 weeks of worth of inventory. So just a little over 2 months worth of inventory in the market. And then we kind of crested here in terms of the sale price, percent of the original list price over this prior 8 weeks here at just about 97% of list price, about a 3% discount, and has been kind of coming down from there. This last week came in at 94.4. So prices are definitely, remaining to are coming down, kind of remaining under pressure. And, certainly a result of, kind of ongoing price reductions we're continuing to see in the market, and, buyers just being more aggressive on on offer prices. So all in all, not a lot of inventory in terms of traditional months of inventory. Again, just over 2 months worth, but prices definitely are certainly remain under pressure, and sellers definitely need to kind of keep this in mind when pricing their homes in the current market. And buyers are certainly are affected by the much higher interest rates that they're paying now, so are definitely not wanting to overpay on properties currently. So I hope that update helps, and as always, if I can answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to give me a call. My number, 503-680-2065. If you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't by clicking the subscribe button. It's a great way for you to stay up to date on what's happening in your local market. I put these out on a weekly basis. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have an awesome day and week ahead, and we'll see you on the next video.